Alright, last section. We're looking at section 6.6, inequalities in two triangles. A whole series of problems here. You kind of have to use your imagination a little to sort these out. Let's take a look here. We're asked to decide whether angle 1 is larger, smaller, or the same as angle 2. There's angle 2, and there's angle 1. And notice these two triangles are very, I'm not hesitate to use the word similar because that is a specific mathematical meaning, but they're very much alike. So they have one side over here and a side over here that are congruent. They share the side down the middle, so they have there are two pairs of congruent sides here. And the one big difference is that this side here is only 39 and this one's 42. So I want you to imagine that we took this 39 here and we stretched it out to 42. Then the two triangles would be congruent. So if I took this corner here and I kind of pulled it in this direction, then the two triangles would become congruent. Now when I do that, I take this corner and pull it to the side a little bit. Does angle 2 get bigger or smaller? And then once you figure that out, once you stretch this side out, angle 2 would change a little bit, and it would be the same as 1. So if it got bigger, then it was originally a little smaller. And if it got smaller, then it was originally a little bit bigger. So what happens if you take this corner and pull it to the side and stretch it out so that this top side is 42 instead of 39. Here, for exercise 2, we've got again two triangles that are pretty much alike. They've got one pair of congruent sides, two pairs of congruent sides. They're almost congruent except for this third side here is just a little bit smaller than this one. So what if I took this side here and I'm just going to grab this corner and pull it a little bit so that lengthens and the two triangles are congruent. So what would happen to angle 1 when I did that? Would angle 1 get a little bigger if I pull this corner to the side? Does it get a little bit smaller? What happens? If it gets bigger, then originally it was smaller than angle 2. If it gets smaller, then originally it was bigger than angle 2. So think about it a little bit. Alright, here we've got two triangles. This side is congruent to this side is congruent to this side. They share a side in the middle, so they're congruent. So if two triangles are congruent, what could you say about all the corresponding pairs of angles, including angle 1 and angle 2, which are corresponding? What's true about them? And this one's a lot like the exercise we already looked at. Imagine taking this corner here of this triangle and just stretching it out a little bit so that the two triangles became congruent. What would happen to angle 2? Does it get bigger? Does it get smaller? How does it change? Here, we're looking at, we've got fixed angles, but we're asking about the sides. We've got side AD and side DC. So if we take a look here, there's angle 32. This is a 32 degree angle. This is a 36 degree angle. These triangles, again, are almost congruent. They share a side, BD, and they've got a pair of congruent sides over here. It just so happens this angle is a little bit smaller, so they're not congruent. But what if I took point C and I kind of stretched it out in this direction so that this 32 degree angle became a 36 degree angle? Then they would be congruent. And what would happen to DC along the way? Would it get longer? Would it get shorter? Would it stay the same? Think about that. This is a very similar problem. Ask about if I took one of the triangles and stretched it or shrunk it in just the right way to make the angles match so they were congruent. How would the side lengths change? The rest of these are pretty similar, so I'm not going to go over all of them. One of the things I want to make sure is there's not a lot of choices here, right? If you try one of them and it's wrong, then just try a different one. But don't just fly through them and try them all until you get them right so that you're done. Make sure that you're actually, if you get it wrong, figure out why you got it wrong. Figure out why the right answer is the right answer. Good luck.